Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a pleasant trip to Lagos Continental this morning. Lagos is always tough in the morning, so uh, yes, it's a Monday morning. But it's an important Monday morning. Uh, if this was not important, we won't bring you here today. So it is very, very important. So, distinguished guests, elders of the written words, and the elders are here with us, and members of the press. They say it's just gentlemen of the press, but I beg to, I think differently. It's gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen of the press. There are no ladies. They say there are no ladies in the press. So I was just trying to be politically right. So I should go with gentlemen of the press. All right. Gentlemen of the press. Welcome. Welcome to the first press conference of the Nigeria Prize for Literature 2026. This is the center stage where language breathes, memory gathers, and poetry takes center stage. Yes, this year, this 2026, we're celebrating poets again. So it's the year of poetry. Please, a round of applause. Today, we will do more than announce a process. From today, we'll open a page. We'll listen for a voice. We will invite rhythm, imagery, and truth to step forward. And as one of Nigeria's greatest poets, J.P. Clark said, he often reminds us that through his verse, poetry is never silent. It carries the tide of history and the ache of home and the persistence of identity. That spirit is what brings us here today. I believe the elders of written word will agree. Yes? I should carry on. Great. So, just like we do it every time, and before I continue, I would like to say hello to those joining us online. This event, this press conference is streamed live. And so you can join us through our YouTube, the NLNG YouTube page, I think it's at official NLNG. And through our Facebook page, the link is there. That's the Nigeria Prizes. It's there. And also our Twitter pages, the Nigeria Prizes Twitter page, the Instagram page, the Nigeria Prizes Instagram page. You'll see the link to join. But first, let's start with safety. At NLNG, safety is not merely a requirement. It is a core value that underpins everything we do, every single thing. And before we proceed, let us take you through today's safety guidelines to ensure a secure and comfortable experience for everyone here. So today, We understand that there is no planned drill. So if you hear any alarm, please know that it is a real alarm. But do not panic because everything has been put in place for you to be safe and for you to have a pleasant experience. So if you hear an alarm, just walk through the front door, this door that you came in through into this room. Walk out. You will see a stairs that spirals all the way down. Take the stairs. Do not attempt to take the elevators, please. Take the stairs, walk down, and then go straight to the reception area. Take the front entrance into the foyer, and then turn left. Turn left. The muster point is close to the entry, the gate for that takes you into the hotel. That's the gate for entry. Just walk towards the left and muster there for further instructions. The hotel has also assured us that there's an emergency team on standby. If there is any issue, medical issue or security issue, please let us know. I have my colleagues here. Wilson, please raise up your hand. And Pascaline, please raise up your hand. And another Pascaline, please raise up your hand. 2 Pascalines here. Yes. So just let them know in case of anything or anything you want, they would support you. So this is a press conference, and there is no press conference without the press. So I want to take this moment to appreciate you. This is a special, heartfelt welcome to you, our partners. It is good to see you again. And this will be the first meeting of many more meetings this year as we begin the process that will lead us, hopefully, to a winner the later part of the year. I can't describe the kind of support you have provided to the Nigeria Prizes. Sometimes I feel like a broken record, telling you thank you over again, but I won't stop because you have done great things, documenting, amplifying, and projecting the stories that matters. Through your stories, the voices of Nigerian writers have traveled beyond our shores, shaping critical conversations and also preserving our collective literary heritage. So we thank you sincerely for being here and for heeding to our call. Every time we call, you're always here. Thank you, and thank you. Please, a round of applause for yourself. As you all know, literature is the soul of society. It questions reality and gives voice to our deepest truth. Poetry, in particular, distills this experience into rhythm and metaphor, capturing the human conditions in ways both intimate and universal. That is why we gather here today to celebrate the written word, to honor creativity, and to reaffirm our belief in literature as a powerful agent of social change and national identity. You all know about the prize, so I would not waste too much time talking about it. For those online, you have available information on the prizes website, www.thenigeriaprizes.org. Please go there for information, background information on the prizes, especially the Nigeria Prize for Literature. Since inception, the prize has grown to become Africa's most prestigious literary award, challenging authors to produce works of enduring relevance, excellence, and impact, while enriching Nigeria's literary canon. Each year, the prize places the spotlight on a specific literary genre. For this edition, the spotlight shines on poetry. Last year, it was on fictional prose. Prose fiction, sorry, my apologies. Prose fiction, and it was an interesting year. The call for entries for this cycle opened earlier on in February, inviting poets from around the world, Nigerian poets, basically from around the world, to submit works that speak to our times with imagination, depth, and artistry mastery. That call has now closed, and today officially signals the commencement of a process to find the winning work. This transition from submission to assessment is why we are gathered here today. Please, a round of applause for everyone. At this moment, it's my pleasure to introduce some distinguished individuals who will be coming up to the high table. I would like to call first on Dr. Sophia Horsfall, General Manager, External Relations and Sustainable Development at NLNG, well represented by Mr. Abdul Umar, Manager, Government Relations and Regulatory Compliance at NLNG. Please, a round of applause for him. I'd like to say today is Abdul's this is your first encounter with us today, yeah? So I'm not sure if that applause was enough. I'm not sure. Thank you. We welcome you. I'm sure you enjoy your day today with us. So he's representing Dr. Sophia Horsfall, who is unavoidably absent today. Next is a great icon, a face you are very familiar with, and that you see every time here. She is actually the face, the Nigeria Prize for Literature. I welcome Professor Akachi Adimora Ezegbo to the high table. She is the chairman of the Nigeria Prize for Literature Advisory Board. This way, ma'am. The chairman of the advisory board for the Nigeria Prize for Literature. A round of applause. We're not tired of seeing her face. We'll continue to see her. We'll continue to see her as she contributes to making this prize more prestigious. She's a professor of English, and she's also a novelist, playwright, children's literature author, and many more. She's a fellow of the Nigeria Academy of Letters, fellow of the Literary Society of Nigeria. And guess what? For those online, I'm sure everybody here knows, but for those online, in case you don't know, she's won the prize before. So please, a round of applause to a former winner. Sir, you're sitting right next to a former winner. She's heavy, big. I would also like to invite another giant in the Nigeria Prize for Literature, someone you also know very well. He's Emeritus Professor Olu Obafemi. Please, a round of applause for him. He's a member of the advisory board for the Nigeria Prize for Literature. He's a professor of English and Dramatic Literature. He's also a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Letters, and he's also a recipient of the Nigerian National Order of Merit, NNOM. Please, a round of applause. That award is not an easy award. It's only conferred on very strong men and women, and he has been conferred with that award. Please, another round of applause for him. And then, to balance this advisory board is Professor Ahmed Yerima. Please, a round of applause for him. Professor Yerima is a professor of theater and cultural studies, a playwright, and a theater director. He's also a former winner of the prize. Please, a round of applause. So we have two former winners right there on the high table. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Letters and also a fellow of the Society of Nigeria Theater Artists, right? Yes. Please welcome Professor Ahmed Yerima. Thank you. And also, we have 3 men and just 1 woman on the high table. I think it would be nice to balance that, right? Yeah, we need 1 more woman. Yeah. And so, 2 more. 2 more. So I'll invite this particular person and then invite another person. One of you, I hope you come and sit down. I also like to invite someone I refer to as but this is my own term, I refer as the executive secretary of the secretariat. She runs the secretariat. That's not a position, please don't quote me. This is my. But she runs the secretariat and she runs it efficiently. I invite Anne-Marie Pamaikoko, manager, corporate communications and public affairs at NLNG. This applause, there's something. Did you notice it? There's something about that applause. They know her too much. They were just clapping because they know her. Please. Welcome. So let's start. Let's not waste time. To officially set the tone for today's proceedings, please join me to welcome Dr. Sophia Horsford, General Manager, External Relations and Sustainable Development, ably represented by Mr. Abdul Umar, to deliver the opening remarks. Sir.
Thank you very much for having me. Chairman and members of the advisory board, our resourceful panel of judges, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We are at the beginning of a process that requires attention, patience, and sound judgment, one that will run its course and ultimately determine the outcome of this year's prize. The Nigeria Prize for Literature, worth $100,000, notably one of the most prestigious literary prizes in Africa, as you already know, focuses on poetry this year. Expectations around this prize are usually shaped by the genre in focus and the quality of work it attracts. Poetry on its own requires a particular kind of attention, one that values precision, depth, and ability to express complex ideas in few words and with clarity. In many cases, a single line defines the entire piece. In 2022, this same category produced a winning work by Romeo Oriogun that has continued to hold its place within contemporary Nigerian literature. That cycle remains a useful reference for the standard this prize represents. In this year's cycle, we have recorded 223 entries, each reflecting the continued engagement of writers with this prize. At NLNG, we remain committed to sustaining a platform that supports literary excellence while inspiring a sustainable future. We have provided the platform, but the credibility of the prize rests on the integrity of the process and the quality of the works it attracts. Over the years, this prize has done more than recognize talent. In alignment with NLNG's core value of excellence, this prize has contributed to the growth of reading culture, encouraged discipline in writing, and sustained a space where Nigerian literature can continue to develop with confidence. What is fascinating is that annually, the Nigeria Prize for Literature ignites a spirited conversation that extends far beyond the bounds of the literary community. With every news cycle, it sparks anticipation, debate, critical reflection, and cultural engagement, drawing national attention to the role of literature as both a mirror and molder of society. The prize creates an important public moment in which ideas are contested, stories are examined, and the voices of Nigerian writers are amplified. In doing so, it sustains a vibrant tradition of intellectual exchange and reinforces literature's capacity to provoke thought, inspire dialogue, and deepen national consciousness. We have the media to thank for igniting some of these conversations, and we urge you to continue your good work of bringing both the art and the writers to limelight. The entries before us represent different voices, perspectives, and interpretations of the world around us. It marks the beginning of a process that will move from this room into months of reading, deliberation, and careful selection, from a long list of 11 to a short list of 3, and possibly to a winning work that will stand as a reference point for this cycle. As standard protocol, in a few moments, these works will be formally handed over to the advisory board under the able leadership of Professor Akachi Adimora Ezebo, and to the panel of judges who will undertake the responsibility of evaluation. This task is immense, especially as every year signals unique works on a different literary genre, from the list of drama, children's, prose fiction, and poetry. We commend their dedication to upholding the highest literary standards. With great anticipation of another exciting award, we look forward to the outcome of the adjudication process and the grand celebration of the winning work in October this year. To the members of the advisory board and the panel of judges, we acknowledge the depth of work ahead and the responsibility it carries. To the writers whose entries are part of this process, your participation contributes to the continued relevance of this prize. With that said, it is our honor to hand over the 223 prizes, to hand over the 223 entries for the 2026 Nigeria Prize for Literature. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul Umar. Thank you very much. And so if you look, he made reference to the entries. If you look right to your, I suppose to your right-hand side, seated, if you're seated, you'll see the entries right there. And those are the entries 223, all of them. He may have mistakenly referred to them as prizes and corrected himself. Entries, but I think they all deserve. I think everybody that entered for this prize should be congratulated, really, for you to be able to enter for this prize. So I say, if you can see me, if you're online, to those who have entered, well done, well done. Let's see how we get, and let's hope that the final results will favor you. So thank you, sir. At this point, without much ado, and to further illuminate the purpose and significance of today's gathering, we will go to the chairman of the advisory board to take her remarks. Madam Chair.
Good morning, everyone. This moment marks an important transition in the life of the prize. It is the point at which responsibility for the submitted works formally passes into the hands of the advisory board and the panel of judges, ushering in the most critical phase of the process. The Nigeria Prize for Literature, sponsored by the Nigeria LNG Limited, has earned its standing by recognizing only excellence. Over the years, it has established a rigorous adjudication framework where literary works are subjected to careful, independent scrutiny. And at the end of the process, only one work emerges to receive the cash award of $100,000. The advisory board, working closely with a panel of judges, ensures that every entry is read thoroughly and independently. Where necessary, we interrogate the works, raise questions, and assess them against a standard that has been carefully built, refined, and sustained over time. We have continually assured the literary community that their work will be taken seriously, and that assurance is underpinned by a meticulous adjudication process that promotes fairness, balance, and equity. We also enjoin the literary community to retain confidence in the work of the judges. The process is thorough, unbiased, and strictly merit-based. It is this consistency maintained across successive cycles that has given the prize its enduring credibility. Last year's cycle illustrated this clearly. The poetry cycle. Poetry, the genre in focus this year, is often misunderstood and sometimes assumed to be easier than other literary forms. However, anyone who has worked closely with poetry understands that the opposite is true. There is very little room to hide. One cannot rely on length or excessive explanation. Every line must be precise. Every word must justify its presence. It is here that many works fall short. The last time poetry was in focus, Nomad by Romeo Oriogu emerged as the winning collection. Its 67 poems took readers on a layered, introspective journey, reflecting dimensions of the African experience with depth and clarity. That work remains a strong reference point for the genre. I encourage those interested to revisit it, even as we carefully manage our expectations for this year's outcome. For this cycle, we have received 223 entries. While this is a healthy number, we will continue to encourage broader participation and deeper engagement from the literary community. Impact, responsibility, and the way forward. With the formal handover of the entries, our work begins in earnest. From this point, we move fully into the next stage of the competition. It is important to state that this prize goes beyond the selection of a single winner. Our broader objective is to identify a work that will be widely read, critically engaged with, and capable of influencing how other writers approach their craft. In this sense, the winning work becomes a benchmark in African literature. While the prize money understandably attracts initial attention, what follows is far more significant. The sustained relevance of the work, the conversations it simulates, and the influence it exerts over time are the true measures of the prize's impact. To all writers who summon the courage to submit their work, I extend my congratulations. Not every work will advance to the final stage. However, every serious entry strengthens the process, elevates the level of engagement, and contributes to keeping our literary space vibrant and intellectually active. I wish to acknowledge NLNG for its continued confidence in the advisory board and the panel of judges. Its support has ensured that the prize remains firmly anchored on excellence. The advisory board remains fully committed to upholding integrity and maintaining the highest standards. We take the responsibility entrusted to us with utmost seriousness, and we trust that this will be reflected, as it always has been, in the outcome of this year's competition. On this note, we formally accept the 223 entries from the prize secretariat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. One of the important things I heard from our speech is that in poetry, you know the saying that you go explain tire. In poetry, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't hide. It's precise. Probably for me, one of the, if not the most difficult genre of poetry. For me, I don't know. But it is, you have to be extraordinarily creative to write a poem. Not the type you wrote in primary school. All right. So we may proceed to the key moment here today, the formal handover of the entries, 223. Not all of them will be picked up and handed over to them because it will be too heavy, but it will be a symbolic handover. So I would like to invite the Prize Secretariat represented by Mr. Abdul Umar, please. Sir, may rise. And then the advisory board represented by the chairman, Professor Akachi Adimora Ezegbu. The first entry that came in, 001. Yeah, that was the first. Will be handed over by the secretariat to the advisory board. So, sir, please hold up for photos. Yes, and it is official. Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press, the entries have been handed over to the advisory board. Congratulations to those who sent in their entries. The competition begins now. A round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. Ma'am, You can do whatever you want to do with those things. Yeah. So, now that the entries have been handed over, I would like to open the floor for questions. Because this is a press conference, so it is to be an interactive press conference where you can ask questions. The members of the advisory board are available for to respond to your question. The head of the secretariat, Anne-Marie Pamaikoko, is also available to respond to your questions. I'm sure you have some questions to ask. So please indicate by show of hand. Please provide your name, give your name and your organization, your media organization, and then your question. Go straight to the point. Thank you. Microphone, please, for our partners in the media. So please, the first one, Tay.
Thank you. My name is Tay. I'm with This is Lagos.ng and the Lagos Review.ng. Normally, when we come for this gathering, the table is longer. You have judges. I don't know if it's because you mentioned fairness and integrity. Is that why we didn't get to see the judges? And do we still have the international consultant judge this year? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll go to the next question. Tay, we will ignore your question. We will not answer you. But I'll take one more question, and then we'll go to get the response. One more question. All right, I think that's a heavy question, so let's just go for the response. Yeah. Anne-Marie, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Tay, for that question. And I know that it's not just you. I know Priska is asking. I know Tony is asking. I know everybody, MEC, Anote, I know he's asking if he's online. And it's good that you are in here because you've been with the prizes since inception, over 20 years, right? And over the years, the prize has built its reputation. You recall that when we started, we didn't announce names of judges. But in 2009, if you recall, we had to announce the prizes just for you to understand that these are the people behind the prizes and for you to appreciate the integrity and the process and the work that the advisory board puts in to ensure that these are really distinguished Nigerians that are on the board, on the panel. But you see, this year we've taken a deliberate decision not to announce. Let's go back to the character of the prize. It's not to announce the prize. You know that for the science prize, we don't announce as well. So in keeping to consistency, we decided that we wouldn't announce, right? Because for us, what is most important is not the visibility of the individuals behind the prize, but the robustness of the process itself, which you always accompany us on that journey, right? Yeah. So, but rest assured that the adjudication framework remains unchanged. Professor Akachi has said so in her remarks. It remains rigorous, it will be transparent, and independently managed, assessed by the panel, of course, reporting to the advisory board. But at the appropriate time, as is consistent with our commitment to accountability, we will announce the names of the judges. So that's why you have not heard. Now, in terms of the international consultant, yes, there's also an international consultant, and that person will also be made known at the appropriate time. Thank you. I hope that answers it. Okay, thank you.
That settles our hot matter. So me, on behalf of the panel of judges, I'm representing them. We will do a good work, don't worry. And we will let you know who we are at the appropriate time. In case, so, any more questions? Yeah, please. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good morning once again, everybody. Sorry, I'm under the weather, my voice. I am Vera Osopo, Point News 2, First 7. Although you've been explicit, when you were telling us about it, but I want to ask one. How can you prevent being biased? I really want to know that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Well, in the first place, we are very careful with the judges selected. It's not just, we look for people of integrity, people whom we know their history, what they have done and what they're able to do and what they can do. So this already gives us a very good understanding of what they can do. We are not saying nobody is perfect, or we're not saying that we know everything, but there are people we know that have integrity, and we know because of the importance of this prize, we select the judges very carefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes.
Just a moment. And they are usually people who are very knowledgeable in the genre that is being assessed that year. If it's fiction, we look for people who are in that area, whom we know have done either some work or have written about prose or criticized it, analyzed it. If it's children's teacher, we also look for people we know can do the work. So that is very important.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I'll just add to what Prof has said. Tay asked about the international consultants, and that's why we've had the international consultant over the last 10 years. And what that has done, so I'll give you an insight into what happens with the advisory board. Over the years, at the shortlist of 3, whilst the judges are reading, the international consultant is reading separately, right? And then the judges share their list of 3, the winner and the other 2, right? And then the international consultant does the same as well. And over the last 10 years that we have adopted this practice, they have always chosen the same entry as the winning work. Just for you to understand the rigor that goes through the process and the integrity of that process.
All right. Thank you. Maybe I'll come to you. Mike, please. Okay. All right.
When they don't come to a consensus, how do you determine the final winner?
Okay. So we've not had that situation, but in our procedure, what we have, the advisory board, the international consultant usually comes for that last meeting. And if Prof and the advisory board, if they open his or her reports, it's not the same, it's not aligning with that of the panel of judges. They have to sit in a room. They have to sit in a room without the advisory board and really sit and go through it and justify why they have taken the position. We don't do minority reports. We don't do majority. They have to agree.
Okay. So before we come to the next question, I see a lot of people. Yes. Okay. Prof.
Sorry, just to add that the advisory board itself are not made of rubber stampers. They are themselves, with due modesty, experts, sustained experts in all the disciplines. So they just don't take, even if there is an agreement, the advisory body also needs to be satisfied that that is correct.
And on top of that, as the judges are going away with these 223 copies. The advisory board, they also go away with a copy each of the 223, and they read as well. So that when the judges are presenting to them, being experts as well, they are able to make a decision or a judgment call where necessary.
Yeah, before the next question, I was about to reveal that the distinguished members of the advisory board read all. You can imagine that. Please, a round of applause, please. They read all the books. So you cannot come to the table and argue, and then, they'll tell you, we know what you're talking about. And they will bring your attention to things. So they read all the book. Maybe in the next 100 years, we'll do a documentary on how the prize works. 100 years, please, quote me. Not now. It will be my son that will come on. Please, next question. Yeah.
Hello, good morning, everybody. My name is Jill Okeke. I write for the Nation newspapers. So I keep wondering, the $100,000 goes to the first person, yeah? So what of the second person and the third person? Does it mean they don't get anything at all? Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That's not the first time we'll have that question, and it won't be the last time. Madam Amari, please, go ahead.
Right. It won't be the last time. I actually thought it wasn't going to come up today. At NLNG, excellence is binary. You either have it or you don't have it. There's no second best to excellence. And that's the same principle we apply to these prizes. It's either good, it's either excellent or not.
Okay. So, a summary of what she just said. This is engineering of excellence. It's just simple engineering. It either works or it doesn't work. But as she said, it's binary. It's either 1 or 0, winner or nothing. All right. Thank you. Another question, please. Yes. We're still open.
Good morning once again, everyone.
Thank you.
My name is Rashida Sokunlade. Like, how many judges are business echo? Like, how many judges are we looking at this year? And how many books are they having each? That's my question.
Okay, thank you very much. Ma'am, I would like to answer. I would have wanted to answer you too. Because I was speaking on behalf of the panel of judges. I introduced myself as the speaker. We will not tell you the answer. Thank you. Ma'am, please, you can go ahead.
Okay, there are 3 local judges from Nigeria, and then there's 1 international judge. And each local judge, even though they're a panel, they work independently. They don't confer. They work independently. Initially, we expect them to submit, out of all these 200, each of them will have these 223 copies. Just as advisory board members, we also have each of the copies of these books. And then the first time we asked them to submit a list of 50 of the best books. That's the first submission. They submit, they will read all and then select what they think their best 50, each of them, and then the 3 judges' selections will be harmonized. Because they may submit different books, But if since there are 3, any book submitted by 2 of them is already in. Then at the next level, they submit 25 after some weeks. The next stage is 25. Then after that, they go back to read. That will be harmonized again to select the best 11 from the 3 judges' submissions. Then the next level now will be 11. That is what we call the long list of 11. And that is when we go public with the list. And they organize a book party, which Cora anchors. At that selection of 11 now, we have, in fact, 11 out of the 11 best works out of the whole of this. Then after that, of course, next is the short list of 3, and then the winner emerges. So it's methodical in that way. Gradually, the process moves on until the winner emerges, if there's a winner. Because the judges have the right to say, none of these books is good enough. We are not going to award this prize. And they will look at what they're saying. And NLNG will also consider it. So it's possible there may be no winner. It's also very possible that there will be a winner. Thank you.
I just want to say something to that, since we have journalists here. It's at the 11 we really need you. When we get to 11, the aim of the prize is not for one person to go away with 100,000. The aim of the prize is to encourage reading. One of the aims to encourage reading, aside rewarding excellence. So that's where we need journalists. You've been doing that, but we'll encourage you to please do more. From the 11, review the books. Right? Review the books, encourage people to read it. Do a lot of interviews of the writers. Try and find out what were they thinking about when they were writing the books. You've done that over the years. We appreciate it, but we continue to ask for more. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm open for one last question. Follow up, please. Thank you.
So when there is no winner, okay, I'm just following up on what Prof said. My name is Rose Moses. She said about instance where there could be no winner. So I want to find out, when there is no winner, what happens to the prize, the $100,000 stuff? How do we share it?
Thank you for that question. I didn't expect that.
Well, we've had occasions where there were no winners. For instance, in 2009, there was no winner, and NLNG made the money available and organized a big workshop for selected writers, invited from different parts of Nigeria. And then experts were brought to take them through a workshop, train them, teach them about creative writing. That was very useful. This was 2009. And again, in 2015, there was no winner. And NLNG, again, organized a big workshop inviting 2 experts on children's literature from the UK. And I was also invited to be one of the
Facilitators.
Yeah, facilitators, yes. And again, Professor Renaud, a very well-known children's literature expert in the UK, was here with another another woman from the UK, also in children's literature. And she organized a very good children's workshop for a group of 20 writers, those people whose works were good enough but still no winner, 20 of them. And believe it or not, the next cycle, one of them won the prize, Jude Idada. You may know him. Boom Boom, that's it. I encourage you to read that book, or if you have children or brothers and sisters who are children, recommend the book to them. Boom Boom is a very good novel. That work won. And Jude confessed publicly that he gained a lot from the workshop organized in 2015. He won it in 2019. So the money is not thrown away. NLNG does not withdraw its money. NLNG wants that money to be useful. If a winner does not emerge, NLNG has a way of using that money to organize something. Even last year, was it not last year? NLNG also gave a huge amount to organize a workshop in Abuja for writers. And this time, not just one genre, all the genres were represented. They employed experts and worked with the Nigerian Academy of Letters and ANA, Association of Nigerian Authors. These 2 organizations partnered with NLNG to organize that workshop. And again, I have no doubt that that workshop was very useful to especially young writers, fledgling writers who are coming up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's all I can take as for the questions. Madam Rose, you think that the 100,000 comes to me when it is, you wonder that, this guy. But yes, very, very good response from the chairman. Please, have you noticed something that the panel on the high table, they really enjoyed giving responses. It seemed like they enjoyed it more than we expected them to. So they were well prepared for this press conference. Please, and please, and please, a round of applause for them. The advisory board, Mr. Abdul Umar and Anne-Marie Pama-Ikuku. Thank you very much. As we draw today's event to a close, we hope you leave reminded of the poetry's power to evoke thoughts, preserve culture, and inspire generations. To close this and to deliver a vote of thanks, please join me in welcoming Anne-Marie Pama-Ikuku, Manager, Corporate Communications and Public Affairs, NLNG.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
Thank you very much, Elkanah. The chairman and members of the advisory board, our talented writers who are online, and members of the press in the room and online. We can all agree there are very few platforms in Nigeria that have consistently shaped a field the way this prize has shaped literature. Its standing rests on years of steady work, careful judgment, and a shared commitment to doing things the right way. Our involvement in this prize has remained deliberate in sustaining a platform that continues to earn credibility and command respect. NLNG does so with a clear understanding of the role literature plays in shaping our society's intellectual and cultural life. That position remains firm as we continue inspiring a sustainable future. This poetry year brings a certain expectation. For you as a writer to step forward with your work is highly impressive. Poetry does not allow any room for distraction. It requires clarity of thought and control of language, and that is not a simple task. To our exceptional advisory board, we appreciate your integrity and your continuous pursuit for excellence. Your role remains fundamental to the strength of this prize, and its credibility rests on your ability to make the difficult decisions with fairness and that consistency that has sustained the reputation of the prize. Our colleagues in the media, we keep calling on you because your influence extends the life of this prize beyond the process itself. At the start, I did mention there are people in this room who have been with this prize from inception. And their influence has been part of the success of this prize. Through your work, through your conversations, the prize continues. And these works find their place in the public domain. That responsibility is significant. And it is one you have carried with so much professionalism, and it is one that we really, really appreciate. In the months ahead, what happens next will require critical attention, unbiased judgments, unbiased reporting, and publicity. In the end, it will produce for us an outcome that actually reflects the standard this prize has come to represent. We look forward to that moment. As I say, thank you all for your belief in this noble initiative. Thank you for standing with us over the years. Thank you for continuously reporting. So wishing you a very good rest of the week And I think Elkanah has brunch for you. Thank you.
Yes, indeed, I do have brunch. So before I say goodbye, please, there is refreshments just right outside the hall. It's just by the wall on the right-hand side. So when you step out, just turn to your right-hand side, you see the setup. Oh, sorry, left. Goodness. Left-hand side, you see the setup for the brunch. Please help yourself before you go. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished members of the advisory board, a representative of NLNG, and the Secretariat, I would like to say thank you. Please keep doing what you do. We need all the support we can get. We need to build this prize together. It is our prize. So please do have a wonderful day filled with insight, creativity, and inspiration. Thank you, and good afternoon. Thank you very much. Yes, quick photo, sir. So if you would just step forward. I would like you behind the table. Behind the table? Oh, sorry, front of the table. So front of the table. Yes, please. Yes, speech. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Please, refreshments. It's just outside the door. Thank you.